Hello, Jim. Good to see you also.
Hi, it's December 20th, 2016, 4:17 p.m. And this is actually the first official meeting of the OuRChain.cc community project. And last week we had a turnover of scenario.cc to OuRChain.cc, and the scenario.cc project will probably be mothballed, as I don't expect Scenario Ltd is going to want a lot of community involvement at this point, and our projects that we're in process there are either null and void since alpha support is being stopped in our community nodes project, and the projects that are continuing, the bring your own identity and the outreach efforts building the community are continuing in Scenario CC, in OuRChain CC. So this is the community log here. I just put into the agenda today 3 items that now it looks like the manager and leader selection probably cannot go on today. We don't have a quorum of leadership here. I guess I wanted to mention the Scenario CC meeting with Greg and yesterday, where Greg was very enthusiastically supporting the activities we are pursuing and the mechanism that we were setting up. And let me just look at the chat here. Okay, Emerson Shaw, take care. He's leaving. He is basically buying into the process that's being defined, which is based on the Divi model. So if you haven't had a chance to review that, it would probably be a good idea. That is basically where we're moving forward from today. And the so the community project, one of the things, there's been some updates to document here. We're creating a organization which is a distributed autonomous organization that will promote the OuRChain community development, shepherd community initiatives, and build an OuRCoin economy. What we're sort of being tasked with in this current direction is developing a strong, unique, pseudo-anonymous identity of the community members. And this will be done by peer-to-peer communications, subjective knowledge of each other in the community, in our webs of trust, which will be enhanced with the Bring Your Own Identity project, where we'll have open IDs that will be used to develop strong identities for individuals without revealing personal information about them. I've done my best here in collecting relevant links about the OuRChain community, and I invite people to aid in that. I can, well, if you just go to OuRChain.cc, you get to go straight to this document, or is redirected to the document. I don't know why it doesn't highlight that sometimes. Essentially, the view of it is that the OuRChain.cc community includes everybody who's not a member of anything that is a user or a participant in the OuRChain community, as well as the people that are members of either the incubator, the co-op, or some other OuRChain structure. One of the main goals is to foster community initiatives, and we have a community initiative bootstrap process where members submit ideas for proposals to OuRChain Consider It, to Trello, or other forum to collect community sentiment and team members. If you're not familiar with it, the Trello, which Patrick set up, wow, this is the wrong cello. Got the wrong link here. It's a good thing I noticed that. Hopefully this is the correct Trello. Yes. So in essence, we can add cards here to the backlog of tasks that we want to do. We can assign people in the community to it. We can see what activity has been in what tasks that we've done, and we can move these tasks around. And what Patrick is doing is he moves the next day over to the beginning, and he has one card per day, which I'm not sure. That seems so every day, all the tasks get moved to the next day, which I'm not sure is the most effective way to use Trello, but that's the way it's set up. And then of course, we have the, let me replace this with the correct link. And of course, to consider it as really no new proposals. Pretty much they agreed to use consider it here. Possibly we, but we'll be adding new proposals here as we go along. Hi, John Wilson. Welcome.
I just came on board. I found you.
Yeah, you found us. So they submit they develop you develop support for the project or the task. You make a project document like this one, solicit bounties from the community. Begin the project, and then projects can be taken into the OuRChain co-op, incubator, or other potential funding source once they've been initiated from the OuRChain community, or they can stay in the OuRChain community. We have team members here. A lot of these were moved over from the scenario community. Add your name to the list. And specify roles and what you want to do, whatever. Not everybody who's involved is on the list here. These are the projects loosely that we're tasked with. We're still organizing these projects. Okay, we have been a major activity has been in the co-op current state, which, this isn't, these links need to be updated also. Main activity has been in the co-op decision-making research, where we've developed some excellent co-op models. And then there's the four pillars of success, cooperative success, the teaming, the democracy, the strategic leadership, and the accountable empowerment or audit, an auditing function, whatever. And the members owners are at the top of each column, and the inverted relationship, and it's based on the cooperative principles and values. We have additional stakeholders besides the member owners of the cooperative with OuRChain, and that includes the OuRCoin holders and the communities. And what I'm been proposing here is a multi-branch governance system where each branch has one vote, deciding by weak consensus with an advisory board to resolve disputes and indecisions. And one branch is the token holders. One delegated vote per OuRCoin. One branch is the OuRChain user community, exhibiting strong, unique identity. And this is the OuRChain.cc DAO that we're creating here. Then we have the co-op members, and anybody can be a member. It won't cost too much. And then we'll have the node operators. Okay, and since there's 4 votes here, with weak consensus, there could be a tie, and the advisors, the advisor board, the advisors selected by weak consensus, can resolve any disputes or indecision that we have. Okay, we identified a best practices document, which we suggest that the co-op adopts as part of his thing. Greg really likes this thing. He didn't have any changes that he wanted to put into it at this point. He did say that, you know, when they form initially the co-op, they're going to take a very minimalistic outcome view, where they're going to make it as simple as possible with built-in flexibility, so that, you know, so that over the first 6 weeks, it'll be very easy for them to change the bylaws, etc. 6 months, it'll be a little harder. And, you know, after a year or so, it'll be like the United States Constitution or something. It'll be pretty much carved in stone, you know, except for amendments or whatever. As, you know, they're fleshing out the process that's going on.
Hello? Yeah.
So,
Right.
and they have the good example projects here. The REA model is pretty close to what they're using right now in their current draft of the bylaws. And I'll just add here research. Sorry, guys. Luke?
He promised, here's Sweetie over here, smells it.
Yeah. Okay, well, the outreach, we're going to set up a some kind of system for the various channels and means that the community is going to reach out to other members and different channels. I guess modeled after this. We have the operational support, the website, and other facilities of OuRChain. The governance model, or planning, the OuRChain development. Decentralization is, you know, how we're going to onboard and educate the community and develop a community in the decentralized space. Now, John Wilson, I added you in the scenario Slack to the decentralization conversation, which, because it was sort of central to some of the issues that you're having understanding decentralization and how that works.
Right.
Some interesting discussions there. I also added so the decentralization came over from Scenario, grew out of the fireside chats that we had, and I'm looking to get Doug Rushkoff back in to talk to us. He was the one that said that if we took any investment money, the company would pivot. And we thought, well, it won't happen to Scenario. But it happened. The trustworthy identity, we're building an open ID platform where you'll be able to come in with an identity that's already established, like a social login, but with the difference that we're not giving that information to any central company. It's under your control, and that will be evolved over time. But we're using user-managed authentications to put the user in control over what information and the open ID, what personal information gets revealed when they to whom. And we're using that to help in determining unique identities, which, if an identity is strong enough, then that identity can vote as a user, because and they can be anonymous, but they need to have a web of trust that they're a unique human being in order for them to take part in the democratic process. Development of an OuRChain economy among members. We could, I don't know whether we should call it a marketplace or we want to. We're not going to be able to, sell OuRChain on the exchanges initially or anything. So any rewards you get in OuRChain will be used within our community to purchase goods and services and share resources among ourselves. And then, of course, anybody, we welcome community initiatives. Anybody who wants to propose a project can go ahead and do it and develop a following, and hopefully we can assign some down to it, okay? And we have, we borrowed this set of principles and goals from Scenario CC pretty much. I suggest going through them. We have our milestones here, which leads up to developing OuRChain community editions of OuRChain and acquiring local organizational status in various jurisdictions. It's a participatory thing here. Okay, here we define the decision structure and the community structure that we're working towards. Okay, and in the compensation section, we want to mostly give people credit for their participation, even if there's not enough bounty available to get people really fair monetary compensation. We do want to credit people for their cooperation in the community and participation in the community projects. And that then be a combination of bounties for projects, specific tasks and roles. We had a bounty matrix for scenario for November. We moved that over to a bounty matrix for OuRChain for December. Where are we here? This doesn't look, oh, this is still working. Oh, this is the scenario sheet? Oh, geez. How did that happen? Here's the OuRChain sheet. Okay. Right now we have sponsors for 5,000 amps, 1,000 Divi tokens, and 10,000 crypto index tokens for the month of December. Greg thinks it'll be no problem to provide the community with a budget in OuRCoin down the road, down the road. And the payoff matrix here is really to ensure that people do get credit for what their activity was. Essentially, we have the activities, the Slacks and other channels, the docs, the website, outreach activity, the bring your own ID activity in Considerate and in Trello. I added management and decentralization here. We'll have other things. I know Patrick was very interested in taking the outreach column and maybe making a separate sheet for that would maybe be used to populate this sheet that would break it down into very specific outreach activities. But the basic idea here, I'll just go over it briefly and then see if there's questions, is a person gets rated for a particular activity. 1 is the least effort. 10 is the greatest effort. Okay, there's a weight given for that particular activity, which gives us a total number of points that are earned for that category, and total points for the whole month. And then the bounties are distributed among, based on those points. So with 800, essentially 900 points, 100 to give you a little more than, a tenth of the number of amps. So the total bounties in amps will add to 5,000. Okay, if we increase this to 10,000, I decreased it to 1,000, everybody's amps reduced. I'll just put it back to 5,000 now. So whatever budget we have gets for the payoff matrix gets split up by all the members that did it, so everybody gets a piece of it that participated in the community. The managers, right now, there's a bunch of managers. I don't know how active they're going to be, but actually, let's remove that one. We have Patrick, Killian, Plant Eater, Ken Williams, Brent,
That's me, Gary.
This is Gary. Okay. We have Seder ID, who's hasn't been active, so I'm going to remove him. And we have HJ. Okay, so if we look back, at the hello, we look back at the document here. We see that we have a number of people who are listed as managers and leaders. The basic structure of the community is that you have a maximum of 5 managers and who answer to up to 12 leaders that are selected by the community in a liquid fashion. What has generally happened is anybody who steps up to the plate to fill one of these roles automatically gets it because they're doing it. But we are based on democratic principles, and the membership can always override leaders or managers. But the managers can act quickly and decisively, and transparently to the leaders, and not everybody has to be involved in every decision. It's representative. Are there any questions about the spreadsheet here? I mean, obviously we put in 10,000 RChains here, and everybody who participated would get RChains. I guess the one other thing about the bounties that I wanted to mention today was that we did give a bonus got a bonus of 500 amps for work on BYOID. Okay, and in the November sheet, we failed to credit Irvin for that work, and he did a great job on it. He documented it well, put it in the project log for the BYOID, all the details of the work that he did. It was exemplary work, and actually on the September sheet, he got nothing for it at all. Is this the September sheet here? Yeah. So for the BYOID, which I guess we call trustee ID here, Irvin didn't get anything wherever he is. That's what part of our mechanism is, that we try to compensate people or offer compensation to people without them asking for it. I mean, we started out with timesheets that nobody filled out, but a lot of people didn't fill out. And it may be because the backs have not been all that substantial. Certainly with the fall and the value of the amp, it's a lot less attractive than it was when the amp was higher. But if we figure that in a few months the amp will be back up above its crowd sale price, earning the amps can be have substantial long-term value. Okay, so we actually haven't been offered any art coins yet, so I'll take those out. But as I said, Greg believes that they will be able to offer that. And in our compensation plan, we have we will be dividing the bounties on a project basis, which can have its own. Every project is autonomous. It can distribute its bounties any way it wants. It isn't fixed. Every team is autonomous. Then we can have bounties for particular tasks we need done, and we can assign roles to people, and they can commit to a role. Maybe like monitor, setting up and managing the OuRChain Twitter account, for example. We might decide that that's worth a certain bounty amount, and reward that independently of the payoff matrix. Project time accounting is what we've done. We've had spreadsheets. We haven't actually we've used the time accounting sheets to populate the payoff matrix. We haven't used it directly because so many people failed to record their time that it wasn't fair just to consider the timesheet alone, rather than the managers sort of grading their participation in the activity independently. I guess the one thing I didn't say about the sheet here is, if I worked on the website, okay, what I would do is I would click on the website thing here. I would hit the comment note up here, and I would say, I did XXX, the URL is ZZZ, and I would add a comment to that cell. If I was not a manager, as a manager, I could enter it myself, although it may not be proper for me to do so. The idea is that the other managers are responsible for reviewing the values that are put here and the comments that people put in, and make sure that I could also, if I wasn't a manager, I could see here that, Hammersall put in a good effort, and I guess he dropped off the call already here. But he had a comment about his work. I think he put in an effort of 5 or whatever. Okay, so now come in here, they can look for the comments, and whatever things have a comment, they can review and update the sheet regarding. Any questions?
Sounds good.
Yes, here. Okay, we are coming to the top of the hour here, although we did start a little late. I would appreciate if you would review the OuRChain.cc document. Anybody can comment on it or suggest edits. And really want to make this be our, be a community that we make and define, and one that's effective in decision processes. Flat organizations tend to have dysfunctional organization emerge, and we want to be proactive and consensually set up a structure that and since not everybody can never agree on the exact same structure, we wanted to have autonomy at every level of organization. Down to the team, down to the individual. And provide an environment where initiative of the individual can be nurtured and ultimately embraced by the community. So it's the top of the hour. I guess we lost a couple of people. Any comments from the peanut gallery before we close?
Whoops.
So, Jim, where do you think the OuRChain project stands in terms of the software development and the nodes, the community nodes project? Will they resurrect that? Will they fork that from the scenario?
The OuRChain project is abandoning completely the old stack. It's done. Okay, so we will not.
There's nothing from the top level that can be used then?
Nothing. Okay, and it's sort of, it always comes a time when you want to throw out the prototype.
Right.
It started, and the design that's coming out. I don't know how many of you caught the hangout yesterday, which used to be the Casper hangout. Now it's called Consensus something or other.
Yes, I did see that.
The abstraction that they came up with and is really beautiful because it gives location and storage independence. So you can write conceptual code and you don't care what or where it is, okay? And it lets the system, it actually will let different implementations work together.
Okay.
And then, following the model of the Ethereum, Ethereum J implementation, they'll interpret the Rosette bytecodes using the Java virtual machine, which gives them a universal, it runs anywhere, basically.
Right.
And and it doesn't prevent them from optimizing it or creating super optimized compiled versions. But he thinks he can compete with the native implementation on the Java virtual machine, and certainly that's a much better implementation path. He scares me a little bit when he tries to get too close to the metal, because that gives you something that's that not everybody can run easily. That has to be compiled for different environments, whatever. On the JVM, it'll immediately run in every environment. And then he can optimize it. And it'll be fast enough. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. That was Sean's comment. Well, it may be that we don't have so many chiefs. Certainly, given this the level of turnout this meeting, it's not very encouraging. On the other,
it is the heart of the holiday season, and I think a lot of people are busy.
yeah,
I expect to be out of pocket next week myself.
yeah, I would like this video to be published on the OuRChain YouTube channel for people to learn about our community. I don't have the keys for that as of now to do that, but I guess we'll talk to Christian or whoever and see if we can get these posted or at least liked on the OuRChain channel so that people will get exposed to the OuRChain.cc community who come into OuRChain.
Can you publish this to any channel on YouTube?
To Divi, yeah.
Are you going to do that whether they put it on OuRChain or not?
I'm going to do that probably today.
Yes.
And actually, all they need to do is like it, and it'll show up on the OuRChain channel.
Okay.
So we'll see if they can do that. I guess it's better. It would be better if every week it was put on the OuRChain channel, actually, which we've been arranged. Okay. Anything else?
That's all I have. Thanks, Jim. This was a good meeting and a good refresher on where we stand now.
All right. I think we got Greg on board yesterday. Let's hope we can get the rest of the community on board. I mean, they can make this what they want to make it.
Exactly. All right. Over and out.
Over and out. Bye-bye.